Hi guys, Marijka, Milton Public Library, back with you today, and I am bringing adventure books. So let's get started. The first book that I have for you today is called The Midnight Hour by Benjamin Reed. This book could fit into multiple genre categories, which I kind of feel like a lot of adventure books could fit into multiple genres, but I'm sticking it into adventure for the purpose of today's video, which is adventure books. So Emily's family starts receiving these like really weird letters, and all of their curiosity starts to pique as to where these letters are coming from. Her parents set off to investigate, and then they vanish. So things then start to get even more peculiar because she knows that she has to find them. So she goes out equipped with this family keepsake, a hedgehog, because if you're going on any adventure, everyone knows you need to bring a hedgehog, and then some sandwiches because we need sustenance. So she follows the trail of clues that her parents have left, and it leads her into this really weird and secret world called Midnight Hour, and it is sort of a like dark, magical, alternate version of London, but stuck in the Victorian times. So she runs into all these different situations in trying to find her family, and it becomes way more chaotic than even she had suspected. So it's a very high adventure book, but also a little bit of fantasy. So that is The Midnight Hour by Benjamin Reed. The next book that I have for you today is called Race to the Sun, and this book is by Rebecca Roanhorse. So, Nizoni Begay recently discovered that she has this sort of like superpower or hidden talent or whatever we want to call it, but she has the ability to recognize monsters walking among us. So monsters disguised as normal people. She has the ability to be able to suss them out, which is kind of a really cool little talent. So she notices this man in the bleachers at this junior high basketball game, and she knows because of her ability that he is a monster. Um, so she then learns that this man that she saw at this game is her dad's new boss. So that's kind of creepy. So, and he seems like overly interested in her and her little brother. So she shares her suspicions about Mr. Charles with her father, and her father does not believe her. In fact, he actually almost seems a bit disappointed that she would throw around an accusation like this. But when the dad ends up coming missing, it seems as if maybe she was on to something. So she now has to figure out how to save her father. So it's a really, really neat book. I love the idea that she can see monsters among us. I think that that's a really brilliant thing in a middle grade book. So that is Race to the Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. So the next book I have you is a mouthful of a title, and quite honestly, just a repeated mouthfuls of adventure. Does that make sense? I'm sticking with it because I said it. So this book is called The Girl Who Circumvented Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making by Catherynne M. Valente. So this is another one of those books that for sure could also be put into fantasy, but I kind of feel like all really good fantasy books probably could float between fantasy and adventure. So September, which is a pretty cool name, she gets asked by the Green Wind if she would be inclined to take a trip to Fairyland with him. She gets super, super excited to go, and actually in the process, she actually loses a shoe. But she is assuming, because she's such a ferocious breeder and seems to understand all of these magical realms, that she knows what to expect when she gets there. But as all like really good readers should know, you should never expect that anything in any sort of place is going to turn out how you thought it would, because that is not how a good plot works. So she thinks that she knows all of these rules, but it really takes not much time for her to realize that she is in way over her head and doesn't quite understand what is happening. This strange Marquess has taken over, and he has defeated the good ruler that she thought she was going in with. And before she knows it, she's sent to retrieve a spoon, which is kind of a neat, just a spoon. Usually, it'd be something a bit more, anything a bit more than a spoon, but a spoon from this all-powerful villain. Along the way, she befriends a couple of people, one kid who thinks that his dad's a library, because why not? This strange blue Meroid boy named Saturday, who can grant you a wish, but only if you defeat him in a fight, which seems fair. And then with their help, Saturday realizes what it means to lose your heart in the process of becoming heartless. So this book, along with the title, is a lot. A lot of things are happening. A lot of sort of in-depth, like, plot structure. It's really the background is as much as the adventure. So it's kind of a neat story, and that is The Girl Who Circumvented Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making by Catherynne M. Valente. All right. The last book that I am bringing you today is called The Gauntlet, and this book is by Karuna Riazi. This book is about a trio of friends, and they're all from New York City, and they find themselves trapped inside this mechanical, like, board game, and they must dismantle it from the inside out to save themselves and the generation of other children. This is a super fun, action-packed book that is almost like a steampunky Jumanji. So that's kind of neat. So 12-year-old Farah and her two best friends get sucked into this mechanical board game called The Gauntlet of Blood and Sand. It is a puzzle game, almost like a Rubik's Cube. And they know that it's up to them to defeat the architect of the game in order to save everyone's life. But they have to figure out how to do that, and that leads to this really crazy adventure. And there's so many really neat characters. This book has a Middle Eastern vibe to it, which is really neat because I don't feel like that has been, that's not a big arena in which we have gotten to explore in middle grade books, or quite frankly any books. I'm so excited the last couple of years how diverse characters have become. I think that it's just so amazing, and I love learning about all of these different things in this really fun way through these books. It's just great. So that is The Gauntlet, and it is by Karuna Riazi. Okay, so those are my books for you, and that finishes up, besides new books, that pretty much finishes up the whole year that I have for you in books. So today I would like to give you guys my secret to finding all of these amazing books, so that over the summer you all can also find super amazing books. So I use this website called readingmiddlegrade.com, and the woman who runs it is absolutely amazing, and you can find all of these different books into all of these different genres. I mean, pretty much there has not been a genre that I have been looking for that I have not found that she has a category of books already there, which is super amazing. That's how I can honestly bring you so many really good books. And I did contact her, and she said that I could throw that information your way. It is an absolute free website that is, again, just so amazing. So I hope this summer, if you are looking for some books that you would like to read, that you hit up her website just to make it easier for you and look at all of the really amazing books that she has put together. So I will see you guys soon for new books. Bye.